Hello everybody, and welcome back to my Bioshock series. If you're watching the last episode, you'll see that we finished Bioshock 1, and today we're going to start our adventure through Bioshock 2. If you haven't watched my previous season of Bioshock 1, I do recommend going to watch it. I'll link the last episode down in the description below, and I'll also link the first episode so you can watch the series to the beginning. If you are going to start watching these, I do recommend watching the first season first because you'll need all the story. Bioshock 2 and Bioshock Infinite do continue the story through, so it's rather important that you do watch from the beginning if you want to follow the whole storyline. If you're just interested in watching Bioshock 2 and seeing what it's like, if you've not played it before, or if you've played the previous one and not this one and you want to see what it's like, then fine, continue from here. So, Bioshock 2 is set back in Rapture, same as the first game. However, it's set in 1958. Well, it starts in 1958, which is 2 years before the events of Bioshock 1. Bioshock 1 took place in 1960, as you could tell from the New Year's Eve 1959 signs and things in the Kashmir restaurant, which was one of my early videos. So when this game starts, we'll be starting in 1958, which is just before. However, we're not staying there for very long. So let's jump in and let's see what's going on in Bioshock 2. There's also some differences that's they've changed a few things, but I'll point them out as we go along. Just differences to the gameplay and just other aspects of it. So again, I'm going to play on medium so that you're not watching me die over and over again playing on hard. Last thing you want is to see me playing the same thing over and over again, so we'll continue in that vein. I'll continue that through into Infinite as well when we start that. I've got some nice cheery loading music. I'm fairly sure Bioshock 1 has cheery loading music, but I turned the sound off for copyright strike purposes. And I never get why you have to press A on a loading screen to continue. It's quite clear I want to continue. So let's watch this cutscene. Like I say, 1958, so it's starting before the events of Bioshock 1.
Look, Daddy, it's you. Let's go out to play, Daddy.
Gruesome.
More angels, Daddy. This way.
So there's the Kashmir, back in its old days, looking rather sparkly. You can see the guys that were splicing aren't quite as mutated as they were in the first game just yet.
Get out of here, freak!
Yep, I'm being hit by green sludge.
There we are. He's perfectly safe now. This is not your daughter. Do you understand? Her name is Eleanor, and she is mine. Now, kneel, please.
Would you kindly?
Remove your helmet. Now, take the pistol. Place it against your head. Fire.
Mind control and gruesome suicide. So now we're going forward in time, so the rest of the game is now going to take part after the events of Bioshock 1.
Hello, can you hear me?
And here we are in the game. So you'll see a couple of small differences with the UI. The where my first aid and my Eve bars are, that's slightly different, and on the left hand side I've got drill fuel for my melee weapon. Still got the wheel for the weapons the same, although you can use this now to use a first aid kit and an Eve post straight away, rather than waiting and pressing X during the game. We do still have the plasmid wheel on the other bumper, but at the moment I don't have any plasmids, so I can't really demonstrate that. So now we're into Adonis Luxury Resort, which is our first area of Bioshock 2. As you can see, the atmosphere and the Art Deco styling is still involved. It's still the old Rapture that we know and love. So we'll do what we used to do and have a look around, see if there's anything to pick up. Starting early area, so it's probably not very much. This is just like every other area of Bioshock. It's in a state of disrepair and it's tumbling to pieces. Pictures of people. Fallen is Babylon. So that makes perfect sense. This place looks like it's been underwater for a while, so obviously they've gone for the 10-year setting map, putting an extra coral reef and barnacles and things in the areas. So a terrible leak. And then it's going to do what it did in the previous game and give us a mini tutorial through. So what we do have this time around with our weapons is if we press B, instead of it being a first aid kit, it's a melee attack, so if people get close to us, we can hit them with the gun that we've got equipped. Which is something that we're missing before, because when they used to get charged, oh, that's not good. You'll get to see more about that very shortly. The story is told through audio diaries again, like it was previously, so we'll be collecting as many of them as we can find. And there's our first.
Lesson 1, mop jockeys. You are under the ocean now. If you feel the soft patter of rain on your hat, you're already fired. Lesson 2. You can jumpstart a dead generator with a direct spark, but clear the guests out of the pool first. Scares these rich pricks to watch a working stiff hurling thunderbolts. You follow me?
So that's basically telling me that if I want to start up this generator I need a electro bolt. Which we already know from the first game anyway, because that's what we're using to get through locked doors.
You did the family a service, dying.
So, right trigger is drill. That's first aid kit nice early on. So, there's another small change here. You see the code? You open the keypad and now it shows on the right hand side. So if you've discovered the code for a certain keypad, it will tell you straight away. In the previous game we were sort of looking at a keypad, we'd picked up a code on an audio diary and we weren't sure we got the right one, whereas now it'll tell you, so...
My husband is such a perfect idiot. Throws away all his spending money on gene tonics to affect a look of physical fitness. So he'll have an excuse to sit on his rear all day listening to radio serials. Steven, I tell him, you want to be fit? Come swim laps with me, the old-fashioned way. It's your mind that's atrophying.
It's a very large
Maybe I'll
tennis
start
racket.
sneaking some brain boost into his daily regimen.
One thing I will do... where's the subtitles? That didn't change. Right, I'll put the subtitles on so that if you can't quite hear the audio diaries, at least you can read what's going on. That's a very large tennis racket. They're candles. Like the chocolate bars. As we know, they like to leave cream buns lying around. Leave. Ah, crapping crap. That's gruesome. Someone's been on fire. You see, this game is already a lot more colourful with the sea life that's growing in Rapture now. I'm not sure I like that style. I think I preferred it when it was dark and dingy and things, but let's get this.
Daddy was sleeping for such a long time, and Eleanor has missed you. Find her and you'll be all better.
Yeah,
Daddy!
it's there again. You'll soon see what that is. So now Eve comes out of vending machines. That's another little change. And as you can see by looking at my hands, you can see another one of the changes they implemented. So now you can fire your plasmids and have your weapon equipped at the same time. So before we were trying to flick between them, and I weren't using my plasmids very much because it was just a chore to keep switching back and forth. Now it's one trigger for one and another trigger for other, which personally I think is one of the good changes they did in this game. Let's turn the lights on. Did it work? Yep.
At last, a signal. You, who are bringing this dead city to life, listen. My name
Big
it
Daddy's
is
still
Tannenbaum.
outside.
I know who you are, and I am in much need of your help. Please, find me in the Atlantic Express train station.
So you've just seen a Big Daddy outside. The Big Daddies were the maintenance guys of Rapture before everything went wrong. So that's basically showing you that side of things. You might not have known it before, unless you know the ins and outs.
To my daughter, Eleanor, soon you will be born, and Rapture will be your home. You shall be raised as I was, to advance the common good through social psychiatry. This city's potential is immeasurable, Eleanor. Yet our
You know that trick from Bioshock 1, don't we, fellas?
life will be difficult, but the price of revolution is always dear. If we are patient with her, Rapture will come to us. I am back in Rapture.
After so many years, the little ones I rescued are grown up and think of me no more. After what I once did to them, it was a joy to be forgotten. But now, all around the world, children vanish by the sea, kidnapped. And so I return, in fear of what I already know. Someone is making new little ones, continuing my work, my sins. Even if I am to die for it, I must stop
And here's the
them.
first gun.
You know I am not worthy of your
So, Tenenbaum left Rapture when Jack saved all the little sisters, which is the events of Bioshock 1. And now this new, well, we'll call it the new protagonist is, I'm the protagonist. There's a new bad guy rose in Rapture, and they've started continuing the experiments of what were going on before with Andrew Ryan and Frank Fontaine. And Bridget Tenenbaum's come back to put a stop to it.
Barely made it down alive. But here it is. And it's real. Rapture. This is where that thing took my poor baby girl. From what I saw in the sub, most of the city's in ruins. But there were lights here and there. And shapes moving. I'm rambling, scared, I guess. But maybe, if I find this Dr. Lamb I keep hearing over the PA, I'll find Cindy too.
So that's Mark Meltzer who's come down into the city. That sort of gives us an idea that people can come in to the city now. So after Jack escaped with the bathyspheres, people are actually using that to come in. So since these young girls have been getting kidnapped on the beaches and brought to Rapture, Mark's come down to look for his daughter Stacy.
Big sister doesn't want you playing with me.
Big sister. I'm gonna see a lot more of her through this game. She's another change. And now they are spiced up as well. So, first encounter with the big sister, you can already see that she's a tough cookie, and beating her is no simple feat. So, we've got that to look forward to.
Remember, Big Sister is always watching. To steal Adam is to steal from the Rapture family. Your family.
It's not my family, love.
Diane insisted that we spend a weekend at the Adonis. And already I find myself seeking a respite from my vacation. She deems it necessary to chide me for working. The words dissolve into an endless animal bleat. I founded Rapture to be free of law and God, to live among those for whom work is our wage. Yet, when Diane speaks of
Yep,
marrying
she's
my
here again.
child, I'm given pause. Till now, I had never considered my legacy.
Let's listen to what Andrew Ryan's got to say for himself.
Perhaps after the new year.
So we're still, even though Ryan's dead from the first game, we'll still hear from him. Ah, that's not good. Rapture's about to get very wet. Oh. But we're a big daddy. And look, we can now breathe underwater. So this has added a new element to the game. So whereas before we couldn't leave the city, now we
In
can
that
actually
suit,
walk around
even the
outside.
ocean cannot harm you. This is good. But Rapture is the death of many great men. Alone, you will not last long. You can still reach the train station. Find me there.
So that's a crashed bathysphere.
All right, diary. Last entry. Lizzie and I, we found a sphere, and we're going home. Ain't that right, baby? Next stop, topside.
Oh, I love you. It was you who saved us, Sammy. It was you, Button. What was that? What's that sound?
Fuel pump.
She's
It's
seen
odd.
us. It's Lamb. Torpedo! Ah, I'm trying to...
So Sophia Lamb is not a very nice person. So those two look like they were trying to escape from Rapture, and Sophia Lamb's taken it upon herself to stop them and has shot them down. Which is good of her. So walking around as a big daddy in this game is particularly slowly to begin with. Hop like a bunny. And here's the view of the Rapture that we get at the beginning of the first game. Spectacular. As you can see, a lot of it now is fallen to pieces. You can see that building there's got a massive bit missing. That one's completely collapsed. It's 10 years after the first game and things are starting to tumble to pieces. But you can also see some parts that we saw from the first game. So you saw a sign for Fleet Hall. There, look, there's a Fleet Hall sign, which is where we met Sander Cohen. What's that? Can't tell what that one is. But anyway, let's head inside through the airlock. This is our new transition through levels. Instead of bathysphere travel, we've got airlocks and another transportation system. Little bit of a bouquet. It's a very cheery tune. And we're in.
Ah, Herr Delta. You arrive, as the little one said you would. Come upstairs to the ticket booth, and I will offer what I know of you.
Right, so we're heading into Atlantic Express. I'm going to end this video here now. This seems like a good place to start a second episode, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, please do watch through my playthrough of the first game so you can keep up with the story. It's but probably the best way to understand what's going on. All three games are connected, so it's good to watch them from the beginning, and the story is well worth it. So you might not want to listen to me for 20 minutes of video, but I apologise for that. So, thanks everyone for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've enjoyed playing the game again. It brings back a lot of memories playing through these again. If you've enjoyed the video, please do leave a like, and if you've enjoyed my series on my other content, then please do subscribe to the channel. The subscriptions and the likes do encourage me to make more content. So, again, thank you very much, and come back for more Bioshock and other gaming content.